Appeals public hearing this Wednesday, October 20th. I'm sorry, October 28th.
This conference will now be recorded.
Which we've opened at 7 p.m. via remote access. I now have to read the governor's statement. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GL Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the governor's March 15.
Can you hear me now?
Still a lot of feedback. Yeah, imposing strict limitations.
Can you hear me now?
Number of people that may gather in one place. Jimmy, you got to mute. You're giving us feedback here. Okay. 2020 imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the town of Harwich 27 being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. I'm assuming everybody who's on has found out how to access us, but if not, you can go on to the Harwich Town website and click under boards and come to the Board of Appeals, click on the agenda. And then there is a link to get into the computer, and there's also a phone number to get in by phone access. So with that, we will commence the meeting. I'll ask the board to introduce themselves, please. I'm Dave Ryer, Chairman. Al?
Alexander Donahue.
Amy?
James Armstrong. Brian Sullivan.
All right, that's Jim Hilliard. Ryan?
Sullivan.
Okay, Jim, we're having tremendous. You've got it, Jim. So it's time to have a vote. So I'm just going to pull the first. Okay. Put yourself on mute there, okay. Case 2020-38, Green Skies Clean Energy LLC has applied for a variance from the requirements of a large-scale solar 50-foot setback requirement of Section 325-143A. The application is pursuant to the requirements of MGL Chapter 40A, Section 10. The property is located at 100 Oak Street, map 50. Parcel C2 in the RM zoning district. This applicant has asked for a withdrawal without prejudice. I'm not really sure the background. I got some cryptic info from the planning board. Apparently the applicant has not signed a contract with the town, and I guess has filed a denial letter. Oh, yeah. You're killing us here. Okay. The applicant has no standard. The applicant has also asked to waive the filing. Waive the filing fee because it does expect to refile. I don't see any reason why we would not grant that if the failed in a year. So I will make a motion that in case 20-20-38, we allow the applicant Green Skies Clean Energy LLC to withdraw the case without prejudice, and that if the applicant refiles for the same project within 1 year from the date of this hearing, we waive any refiling fee. Could I have a second on the motion, please?
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any discussion from the board?
I'm fine with refiling, but I did visit the site. I'm not quite sure what the proposed plan is to do, where the solar panels are going to go. They're going in the parking lot and with some sort of structure underneath them?
I have absolutely no idea, because once we found out they were going to withdraw, I did not look at the plans in detail.
Okay.
I have no idea what they're proposing. It was very confusing. There was no narrative with it. So let them withdraw. When they refile, we'll get more complete plans if we need them and get a project narrative so we can see what they're proposing.
All right, thank you.
Feeling on it. So any more discussion? Okay, Jim, I'm going to unmute you here. Favor of the me, aye. Aye. Okay, unanimous. That case is withdrawn. So I don't know if anybody, I did not open up the public hearing because there was nothing to open up. We're going to withdraw the petition, and at some point they might come back. And at that point, we'll have a full public hearing on it. I'm not sure if anybody out there was here for that case or not, but there's really nothing to discuss until they refile. So I'm going to just, Jim, since we're having big audio problems with you, I'm just going to read in the next case, case 2020-39. Christopher L. Harris, through his agent, attorney William Crowell, has applied for a special permit to construct a deck on top of a porch on the south side of a pre-existing, non-conforming, single-family dwelling, and also to convert the porch to year-round habitable space. The application is pursuant to the Code of the Town of Harwich, Section 325-54A2B, pursuant to MGL Chapter 40A, Section 6. The property is located at 40 Bank Street, map 14, parcel YA in the RH1 zoning district. Attorney Crowell, your application, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attorney William Crowell from Harwich Court. The property owners, Christopher and Misty Harris, are with us tonight, and also the builder, John Chapman. The property is located at 40 Bank Street, south of Route 28, down towards halfway to Bank Street Beach, near Braddock Lane. I included a copy of the assessor's map for your reference with the petition. And the petitioners are seeking a special permit this evening to construct a deck on top of the porch that already exists. They're going to demolish and replace the porch on the same footprint and then put a deck on top of it, as shown on the plans that were submitted by Chapman Construction and on the certified plot plan by TS Land Surveying dated August 1, 2020. The existing porch is 17.2 feet from the southerly lot line, where 20 feet is required by the current bylaw. So it's a pre-existing non-conforming structure. And converting the porch to habitable space and putting a deck on top of it would intensify the habitable space and the structure itself within the 20-foot setback. So under the Gale case, as you know, the Gale case allows a property owner with a special permit to intensify an existing structure, an existing use in this type of manner if the board finds that such intensification will not constitute a substantial detriment to the entire neighborhood. The plot plan also has percentages indicated on it concerning the building coverage. It's 15.8%, well below the 30% maximum, and site coverage is 31.6%, below the 35% maximum. So it's conforming as to building coverage and site coverage. It's non-conforming as to the southerly lot line where the renovation of the porch and the new deck would take place. We have a denial letter from the building inspector, building commissioner, Mr. Chesley, who says simply that it does not comply with the minimum setback requirement on the southerly side. So Harris's argument is that pursuant to the Gale case, that this would constitute an intensification of an existing nonconformity and would not constitute a substantial detriment to the entire neighborhood, and there would be no substantial increase in noise, traffic, fumes, or odors, congestion, or the like as a result of the renovation that's requested. And they respectfully request that you grant them a special permit this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Attorney Kroll. Mr. Armstrong, comments, questions?
I have no questions, thank you.
Okay, Jim? No, nothing? Okay. Brian?
Actually, I have no questions. Seems pretty clear.
Okay, Al?
Just one. I'm curious about the size of the septic system.
I'm not quite sure what the concern is. It's a 1,500 gallon tank, which has a 3-bedroom capacity. But that anything that any concerns about the septic system would be addressed by the Board of Health. The Board of Health did submit a comment to you folks saying that they had no objection to this petition.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll. I merely wanted to know the size of it. You addressed that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I assume the plan is stamped not to be used for sleeping purposes over the proposed new structure because of the Board of Health comment?
We had already put that on in anticipation of the Board of Health.
Okay.
Saying that.
Okay. I agree with.
It's not going to be a bedroom. That
Right.
will not be a bedroom.
Okay. I agree with Attorney Kroll's assessment that it does meet the bylaw and the Gale case. It will be an intensification of an existing nonconformity, will not create any new nonconformity, and I agree it will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, the existing structure. I do think we would want our construction restriction in there. That's a tight area down there. Is there anybody in the public that's on this meeting that would like to comment on this application? Okay, hearing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved by Mr. Hillier, seconded by Mr. Sullivan. Any discussion by the board on this?
Excuse me, Dave, this is...
Aye. To close the public hearing. Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Sullivan? Aye.
Mr. Ryer. Mr. Ryer, you do have somebody calling in, I believe.
Hello.
Dave, my name is Chris Dio. I am a builder that is currently working with the Southern Abutters right now for a very similar project. We're not quite as far along in the process as the Harrises are. But we'd be looking to do something very similar. And I just want clarification on the setback encroachment. They are within 17 feet of the southern abutter, the 36 Bank Street.
$17.2 feet.
Okay.
Upland.
Okay, so I don't think we're raising any objections in general to this. I guess we just would like maybe just fair process. There's a very similar porch structure next door. It's a concrete kind of poured patio that we're working currently with a architect to develop a pure sunroom, no rooftop deck over it, just a pure sunroom that would act as a TV room for the neighbors there. And I think they have a little bit more setback room than the Harrises do. So I don't think we'd be running into the same non-conforming that they are. I guess we just want clarification. I guess, we're talking about basically 3 feet encroachment or a little bit less 3 feet than 3 feet encroachment. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, that's the current encroachment, and the new structure, I don't know if you were on, is going to go on the same footprint.
Yeah, so it would be the same thing. And I guess the Devons and Estons next door would be same thing. They have a certified plot plan showing that structure that's already there, and they would actually be building on less than that existing structure that's next door. So stay tuned. I sounded like the next hearing was on the 9th of December. I think we should probably have all our ducks in a row by then. And we'd be looking to do something very similar, but like I said, without that rooftop deck.
Okay.
So.
Okay, thank you. Just note, we had closed the public hearing, but because of the nature of this remote access, that gentleman was in the process of calling in. Thank you, Attorney Kroll. I see no. Okay, so I guess I'll make a motion because otherwise we're going to have all the feedback again. So I will move unless Attorney Crowell or the board had anything further. No, okay, I'll make a motion that in case 2020-39, Christopher L. Harris be granted a special permit to construct a deck on top of a porch on the south side of a pre-existing non-conforming single-family dwelling, and also to convert the porch to year-round habitable space. Application is pursuant to the Code of the Town of Harwich, Section 325-54A2B, pursuant to MGL Chapter 40A, Section 6. The property is located at 40 Bank Street, map 14, parcel Y in the RH1 zoning district. The board is granting this permit because it finds that the requirements of the bylaw and the Gale case have been met, since the proposed project will simply intensify an existing nonconformity, will not create any new nonconformity, and will not be substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing structure, with the following conditions. 1, there shall be no demolition, exterior construction, or new landscaping during the period from June 30 to Labor Day in any year. 2, it is condition of this approval that a violation of the terms and conditions of this special permit may be enforced as a violation of the Harwich zoning bylaw pursuant to General Laws, Chapter 40A, Section 7, and the Harwich zoning bylaw, as these may be amended from time to time. Could I have a second on the motion, please? Okay, Jim Hilliard, second. Any discussion by the board? No? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, everybody is in favor, so the special permit is granted unanimously. Mr. and Mrs. Harris, good luck. Lovely looking house. And I love your hutch there. Is that a built-in? Yeah, wow, that's great. That's great. I notice your neighbor 2 or 3 streets down towards the water, the 2 or 3 houses down towards the water, looks like they did essentially the same thing with a room and then the deck up above it. So good luck on your project. Thank you, Attorney Crowell.
Thank you. Maybe next time we won't get so much static from Mr. Hilliard.
Yeah, I don't know. If we could get him a guitar, it would be like Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. Now it's just lousy feedback.
I wish I could respond.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Okay. We have the agenda, Shayla corrected me now for not the agenda, but the meeting schedule for 2021. Sorry, I missed that. I do have one change to the minutes, which we need to approve from September 30 meeting, from the September 30 meeting. On page 4, Shayla. The 5th paragraph up there from the bottom, it says, Mr. Ryer told the board that he has attempted. I'd just like to change that to say that Mr. Ryer told the board that he has, strike out attempted, numerous occasions, strike out 2, and contacted, add the ED to contact, because I've actually talked to him on the phone, I've emailed them repeatedly. So when I go before the full selectmen next month, I'm going to list their support. I don't know what's going on with Don Howell. I know he had surgery, but I mean, that position's been open since the beginning of either the beginning of May or June. It's been open, it must have been May, 6 months now. And I've asked him repeatedly to interview Brian and Chris, come to a decision, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to ask the whole board to move it along, see what they can do.
Dave, would you please send me those specific changes in an email?
Wait, try that again. Say that again.
Would you please send me those specific changes in an email?
Okay, I will do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me just make a note of that. Okay, does anyone have any further comments on the minutes of that last meeting?
No.
I'll entertain a motion that we approve the minutes with that one change.
I'll make the motion, we approve the minutes.
Okay, who is that? Al?
Yeah,
Ryan? Ryan, okay. Jamie, you want to second it?
Or second?
Jamie, second. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes are approved.
So was
Does
that
anyone-
Brian and Jamie, not Al and Jamie?
Was it Al who made the motion? Who made the motion, Al or Brian?
I made the motion initially, I think.
All right, Al and Jamie.
One of those nights.
Very confusing, this remote access.
I know.
On the other,
Can I
the way
make a comment?
the way the cases are escalating, it's better we do this than get together.
Can I make a
Anyone?
comment, Dave? The last meeting, we didn't take a motion to adjourn. So let's make sure we do that tonight.
Okay, before that, I authorize you in the, whatever the prior case was, 2020-39, to stamp in all the documents on my behalf, please. Does anyone have any further business for this evening? No? Okay. We will, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn both the last meeting and this one. I guess technically we're still in session from, what was that, September 30. So Brian, why don't you make the motion this time?
I'd like to make the motion that we adjourn this evening for the The 30th and for tonight.
Okay, second from Jamie? Yep, second from Jamie. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, thanks everyone for joining and a mercifully short meeting. How many cases for next month, Shayla?